Wow. Welcome to country number 83 on the road to 100. In this video, we're exploring a country that is not only underrated in the Caribbean, but also in the world. This country is the Dominican Republic. This place apparently has mountains over 3,000 meters, has waterfalls, has all sorts of different sights to see, not just like a typical Caribbean country that has blue water and nice beaches. So this is so much different. I can't wait to explore. We're spending one full week. We're going hard. We're exploring Paraglide, up to Las Terrenas, across the North Shore, down to Urabacoa, and making lots of stops along the way. I can't wait. Well, let's get into this video. Let's do it. Okay, we drove straight from the airport to La Romana, stayed the night, woke up early, and now we're in Paraglide, and this area is the mecca for diving, free diving, scuba diving, everything. So what are we gonna do? We got a private boat. We're heading out to the island called Saona, and we're gonna see what we can find. And I'm with Iris. You may have seen her in the Vietnam video, the Cambodia video, the Pakistan video. Yep, she's here again. She's gonna stick around for a while, so let's go. And another warm welcome to the Dominican Republic. I guarantee you this video is going to surprise you, and you're going to learn a thing or two about the Dominican Republic that really takes you by surprise. Beginning off this boat trip, we head through the mangroves and a natural bird sanctuary, seeing these crazy red-gulleted birds. So after cruising around the beautiful Saona Island, we stopped on the island to grab a little lunch. Local Dominican Republic style, of course. Lunch is served on Saona Island. But this island's pretty cool. Apparently there's 350 families that kind of own and operate this island. Very peaceful, that's for sure. Lots and lots of boats. And lots of chicken. Provecho! So after that very big and filling lunch, we had to walk it off, so we headed to the coastline to check out the beach and the water. We wrap up Saona Island. And now we're going to go dive a shipwreck called Atlantic Princess. Let's look for this one. So back into the water after our Saona Island experience, and this is an exciting one. We're doing a little free diving to check out all of the underwater sites, including the starfish and the white sand, and all of the critters and fish that live down in there. I even found these 2 lobster. Okay, now begins the exciting part. Here is a shipwreck called the Atlantic Princesa, and it was actually a little tourism boat. However, in 2008, due to the storm called Faye, it sunk. Now it serves for a little tourism under the water instead of taking people on top of the water. The clarity wasn't the best this day, however, it was still so epic to free dive through all the little caverns, including this tight little space. And when I got to the top, I saw a jellyfish, so I decided to touch the back, the non-stingy side. But when Iris saw it, she was out of there. Alright, that wraps up the fun little free dive, and check out this lagoon in the background here, called Flamingo Lagoon. And I brought my drone down just in time because it started pouring rain. Alright, when I came out of the ship from my last dive, I got stung by a jellyfish. So bubbly. But it's only painful for 10 minutes or so, so it's time for our post-dive lunch, and this is looking insane. Nothing quite like a little fresh Italian food to get you refueled and back on the road. Alright, we just finished snorkeling out on the sea, and now we're going to hit a little cave, and it's called Chico Cave. And it's about like a 10-minute really bumpy ride into this trail, but it's cool because it feels like we're on an adventure. Let's do it! And now the adventure to Chico Cave begins. We drove down this road, saw an iguana, and began the trek down into the cave. Wow. Look at this. We're going down here. It's so dark. And down at the bottom of this very dark cave, there was water. Crystal clear water. Okay, we made it to Cueva Chico, little cave. And the water is crystal clear. So of course I had to go for a swim in the bottom of this dark cave. And the light that you see is actually 2 flashlights that we brought with us. Otherwise it was completely pitch black. And just look at how clean and clear that water is. What an absolute treat. That was amazing in there. So dark, but after a while your eyes adjust. That was cave 2. There could be a cave 1. So after a little bit of hunting, we found the other cave called Chico Cave 1. Oh man. I'm deep in this cave now. I walked down for like 10 straight minutes. I can probably go deeper into here. So I walked straight down into this cave, and of course at the bottom, no way, there was water again. I made it to water. Unreal. There's water down here. But this water section was a bit different. It was only small tunnels of water, not a big open lake. That's where I came from, up there. It's time to go for a swim in here. But of course, still time to swim through the water tunnels of this deep and dark cave. That's so sick. This is pretty unique, and I can't imagine many people have been down here to do the same. It was a little bit scary swimming down into these tunnels in the dark. However, if you just keep your eyes on the light, eventually you'll make it back out just fine. And my friend who was filming didn't realize I actually popped out in a different hole from the one I began. Can you see me over here? Alright, that was an absolute blast. It's time to get up back to the surface and get on with the next adventure. Here's the entrance. Wow. Insane. Super cool. Alright, we're on our way from La Romana up to Las Terrenas. And on the way, there's a place called Socoa Waterfall, Salto Socoa. And it's got the hectic road for our little tiny car. But we're making it! And it looks like it's gonna be awesome. So let's go! Are you joking me? Not too far off the main road, we have such a stunning waterfall, blue water called Salto Socoa. And of course, no one around the whole entire waterfall, just to ourselves. Wow, how lucky was this? That waterfall was insane. Completely to ourselves. So blue, pristine. Stunning. And now it's time to make the rest of our drive up to Las Terrenas. And while you're driving here in Dominican, watch out for all the motorbikes because they often don't turn their headlights on, which is wild. But after a few hours of driving, we'd made it for dinner. We made it to Las Terrenas late at night, probably like it's 10 o'clock now, but we got a nice meal here. And then tomorrow we explore. The next morning, we woke up, had breakfast at our hotel, and prepared ourselves for a coffee farm tour. Today, we're leaving our rental car and then jumping on this ATV and heading to like the highlands, going on a coffee sort of adventure. Check out some of the local coffee farms here and what they sell. That'll be pretty fun. And then later, jumping in the ocean on a nice beach. This town also is super cool. It's got a really big French population here. And it's like a really modern, clean area with a ton of nice restaurants and cafes and stuff. So, Las Terrenas. So we jumped on our ATV and headed along the path towards the highlands, a little off-road, wet and wild adventure to go see some coffee. Little did I know they grew coffee here in the Dominican, and the landscape is absolutely stunning up in this part. So much lush, green, thick forest, and I'm assuming great land and soil for growing coffee. All right, we made it to the coffee farm. Beautiful in here. And then crazy enough, it has I didn't realize that chickens actually grow on trees. So there's a couple of baby chickens ready to grow here. Wild. I think the shells were on there because the tree was so sharp. I don't know. So we walked around the coffee farm, saw some of the organic coffee growing, and had a little explanation on how it all works. They've got some coffee right here. Let me show you the coffee bean inside. The little shell, the fruit, and there's the bean. And then it's kind of green and still wet. So they dry it, and then they'll roast it, and they have that pure Arabica Dominican bean. Doesn't taste like coffee right now. To the beach we go. This beautiful beach is called Playa Escondida. Truly a gem. Beach complete. Now it is time to go to Salto El Limon? Del Limon? Lemon? I don't know. The lemon waterfall. Let's go. The most popular waterfall in this part of the country, Salto El Limon. halfway. It's a pretty big hike in. A guide definitely helps, so I just hired a local kid standing out front. And as I suspected, all to myself. Wow. Incredible. What an amazing waterfall. Complete to myself. Amazing adventure. I went later in the day and therefore no tourists around. Amazing. Ooh, just like that, the hike is done. That's it for the Las Terrenas area. Tomorrow we head in the direction of Arabacoa. Catch you tomorrow. Okay, we just left Las Terrenas and today we have a big transit day with some amazing spots. We're headed to Arabacoa and on the way we're stopping at 3 spots. One at like a cenote style place called Dudu, and then we're going to a place called Rio Partido, which is a Gatorade Blue River, hopefully. See what the rain makes it look like. I'm excited for today. Lots of water, lots of swimming. Bubbles! Laguna Dudu! Let's go Dudu! There's the cenote. Let's go dive out there. Cenote Dudu. If you've ever been to Riviera Maya, Mexico, this feels a lot like it. Stunning, clear, beautiful water with many unique freediving opportunities. However, this cenote unfortunately wouldn't allow us to bring our fins in, which was a little annoying. However, we still had an amazing time exploring this underwater world. And I also found a cave nearby one of the edges. And if you couldn't tell already from Chico Cave, I love swimming through underwater caves. Wow, that's sick in there. Alright, we headed back on the road and randomly Iris was looking at Google Maps and she found this place called Natural Hole. Whoa! Wow, nice find. Incredible. Wow. Wow. And also, right beside the blowhole, there was a natural rock bridge. So unexpected and so amazing. A blowhole in the middle of nowhere? Come on. Once again, back on the road to Rio Partido. However, unfortunately, this time, the Google Maps pin was not correct. Well, according to Google Maps, we made it to Rio Partido. And it's nothing. So if we ever do find the Rio Partido, I'll make sure to put the correct pin in the description. But today it looks like we ain't making it. It's such a mission to get here and then that's it. We have nothing. Look at this. Is that it? Is that our beautiful river? That's it. Ay, ay, ay. Well, that was a fail. After reading some reviews online, we realized we definitely need a guide. However, on with my schedule, the next morning was paragliding. All right, here we are. Made it to the top of Arabacoa early in the morning. And the boys are setting up the paraglides. We'll see you in the air. Arabacoa is one of the areas of Dominican that is full of adventure and thrilling activities. ATVing, canyoneering, and of course, paragliding. Oh, that was beautiful. What a ride. So relaxing, so enjoyable. Time for another waterfall. Woohoo! Look at this. Welcome to Aguas Blancas. After a 1 hour and 45 minute drive from Arabacoa, we made it. And of course, no one here. We have made it to Aguas Blancas. And kind of the theme of this trip is that there's no tourists or locals at any of these spots, which is a crying shame because these spots are so beautiful. I mean, not a crying shame for us. I mean, we got it all to ourselves. I mean, take a look at this waterfall. This was my favorite of all the waterfalls we saw in the Dominican Republic. This place is insane. The second or I guess third pool up is so good. You can swim in it and like sit on the edge of the waterfall. Wow. All right, that's it for the Aguas Blancas waterfall. That was incredible. Going up on that pool and flying away from it. So, what are you doing? What are you doing up there?
Just stretching. It was a long hike.
The stretching. Oh, okay, makes sense. All right, to the next activity. Let's go. Keeping this video action-packed, on to the next activity, our second attempt at Rio Partido. All right, after failing miserably and going to a point on the map that ended up nowhere. We're trying again for Rio Partido, and this time we've got Manny ahead of us on the scooter. We hired our trusty local guide to take us there so we don't get screwed up again. So I'm feeling confident we're gonna make this time. Rio Partido! Vamos! Mamacita. Hey. This is wild. So we drove 2 hours this morning to get to this random spot. We just pulled over to the side of the road, and apparently there's a zip line that goes 9 separate zip lines down to the water, and there's just nobody. So even though there was no one to operate the zip line, we asked the local, and they made some phone calls, and people showed up, and I guess we're going zip lining. Here we are. We've got harnesses. We've got people. It's gonna happen. I don't know how this happened, but it's happened. No one was around. Made a phone call. We've got people. They're gonna go ahead. One person goes ahead, then we go, and the person that set us off follows, and then we do it 9 times all the way down to the river. This is so cool. Normally I hate zip lines, but when I saw like this is a fast way down to the river, this is a great idea. And let me tell you, this was no ordinary zip line. Normally I'm not a huge fan of zip lines, but this one was intense. Coming so close to the trees, boom, look at that, almost hit that one, and the speed was crazy. And it's extra thrilling due to the small danger aspect, which I love. Almost hitting the trees here again, and look, boom, Iris nails the tree right there. And here I'm literally dragging my feet on the ground. That was fast. Wow, that was too much fun. All right, now it's time to walk the rest of the way down to the river. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Look at this, it's so beautiful. Such beautiful blue crystal water. And of course, no one here. Wild. Well, there we have it. That was the best day in the Dominican. From that super unique 9 series zip line to one of the maybe the most beautiful river I've ever seen in my life. Up there in top 3. Oman has probably competes with it, but that's up there. This trip is coming to a close. Head to Santo Domingo tonight. And then that's it. You know, this type of trek right here just makes me feel sad for people that don't get out or that aren't able to get out and experience it. Some by choice, some not by choice. But if you have the option, get your ass here and to Rio Partido. Unbelievable. It's truly one of the best things I've done. Wow. What an amazing way to end such an incredible country. We had some lunch and then drove down to the capital, Santo Domingo, where we checked out the old colonial town for a while. It is truly such a nice spot to spend half a day if you have any time when you land or before you leave. After 1 week in the Dominican Republic, we end up here in the capital city to finish off our trip, Santo Domingo, the old colonial town. This trip has been absolutely insane. There's been so much raw nature I had no idea that existed in the Dominican. It's been so cool. Our route from La Romana to Las Terrenas to Rabacoa finalizes here before we fly out, and I'm super stoked on this country. Hope you enjoyed country number 83 on the road to 100. Please give this video a like, subscribe, drop a comment, and catch you in the next one. See you later.